I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on equation of lines. We'll consider how to write equation of lines from the given graph. Now, before getting into those questions, we'll look into a few basic concepts, take up examples, and then we'll have practice test question in the form of multiple choice questions. Also, we are going to write all the equations in slope-intercept form. I find it simpler to write equations of line in slope-intercept form. Therefore, we'll take that as our first choice. Equation of line in slope-intercept form is y equals to mx plus b, where m is slope, right? Where m is slope. We also write this as rise over run, or change in y over change in x, right? So that is slope. B is y-intercept. Y-intercept means wherever on the graph line crosses y-axis, correct? Now this equation has one restriction. Do you know what? So I'll leave it for now. We'll take a few examples and talk about the restriction also. So let's take some examples here. So what I'll do here is draw a few lines and we will see how to write equation of these lines. Let me sketch one line first, which is rising, means positive slope, going from left side to right side. Let us say that y-intercept is 2 and x-intercept is, let's take this as minus 3. Let me call this line as line 1. Now you need to write equation of this line where x-intercept is minus 3 and y-intercept is 2. How will you write it? Well, if that is the form in which you have to write, we know b is 2. The y-intercept is wherever line crosses y-axis, right? So we know what b is. B is 2. How about the slope? Slope is rise over run. That means change in y, which is right here. From 0, it is 0 to 2. So we know slope is 2 and run is from minus 3 to 0, run of 3. So you should remember that rising lines means positive slope, right? No confusion. And what is the slope here? For this particular line, we can say m is rise, which is of 2, over run from minus 3 to 0. So you go 3 units, right? 2 over 3. And y-intercept b is equal to 2. So for this line, I can write the equation y equals to 2 over 3x plus 2. Does it make sense? So that becomes the equation of our line 1, correct? So I hope you find this simple. Now we could have horizontal and vertical lines also. So let me take a horizontal line as an example. Let us say we take a line which is kind of like this. Now this horizontal line is parallel to x-axis. And let us say that the y-intercept is 4. Every point on this line has y value of 4. So equation of such lines will be y equals to y-intercept 4. Why is it so? Well, horizontal line means slope is 0. So rise is 0, right? It doesn't rise. Do you see that? It is just horizontal. It only runs along the x-axis. 0 rise. So 0 over anything is 0, therefore slope is 0. If I put m0, I get y equals to b. B is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 4. So y equals to 4 becomes the equation of this line. Is that clear? So as you can see here, that for a horizontal line, let me write down here. Equation is y equals to b since m equals to 0. Does make sense? Since this m is 0, right? Now let me take another example, which is, let us say, let me use a different ink. Let's call this as our vertical line. Okay, so I'll take example of a vertical line. For example, let me draw one like this. Now this is a vertical line which has x-intercept. Let's call this x-intercept as 7. Now for a vertical line, as you can see, it rises but run is 0. So we know slope is undefined. Since slope is undefined, we cannot use this equation. So we cannot use equation y equals to mx plus b, right? So this equation is true for non-vertical lines. So that is the restriction. How do I write equation for a vertical line? That's a big question, right? We use the x-intercept. X-intercept is 7. We can say x equals to 7 is my vertical line. So I could always write this equation as x equals to 7. Every point on this line has a value of 7 for x. So that is how you get equation of a vertical line. So I hope with this, the concept is absolutely clear how to write equation of a line from the given graph. We'll actually take up slope-intercept form for any line. If the line is vertical, we'll use the x-intercept to write the equation, right? So x equals to 7, where 7 is x-intercept, right? So in general, x equals to a, where a is x-intercept, right? So that is how you get the equation. Now, let us take up test questions to understand our understanding about the concept of writing equations from graph. So I hope till now everything is clear to you. Here is question number 1. Match the equation of the line with the given graph. So we are given a line. Let me write down clearly that x-intercept is 1 and y-intercept is 3. Now if these are your x and y intercepts, what is the equation of this line? 4 choices are given to you. How will you find it? Well, we are going to write equation as y equals to mx plus b. You can pause the video, answer the question. So from here, we know b is 3 and m is, it is going downwards, right? So downwards means negative, right? Downwards means negative slope. Okay, so negative. So you go down 3 units and 1 right. So negative 3 over 1. So rise is actually going down. You're going down 3 units. 1, 2 and 3. So that is 3 down minus 3 and 1 on the run. So which gives you the value of m as minus 3. And therefore, equation of the line is y equals to minus 3x and b value is plus 3. So minus 3x plus 3 is option B, which is the right option. So I hope these steps are absolutely clear, right? So you can easily write down the equation in slope-intercept form from a given graph. Here is another example. This time, the equations given here are in standard form, right? kind of. Sometimes we write 4 on the other side. But anyway, in this case, we are given x and y intercepts. So let's look into x and y intercepts and then match. Okay, so you can actually pause the video, answer the question. So what you have here is a point which is x-intercept of 4, 0, right? And y-intercept is 0, 2. You can check which equation has both positive. That's kind of critical, right? So both are positive. So both positive means one of the first two. Is it okay? For the first one, if I put x as 0, y is 4, which is incorrect. For me, y is 2. For the second one, if x is 0, y is 4 divided by 2, that gives me the right answer. So that is how quickly we can get to the result. So the idea here is to check intercepts. Equation is already given to us, right? Let's look into the next question, which is question number 3. So I hope you are also understanding the strategies involved in answering such questions. Question number 3. Match the equation of line with the graph. Now, again, we are given x and y intercepts. So these are, x-intercept is 4, 0, right? And the y-intercept is 0, minus 2. We are given different equations. Now, minus 2 is the y-intercept, so that is minus 2. It could work, right? But check, do you get the same x-intercept? If I write y equals to 0, I get 2 divided by 2, which is 1. It doesn't work, right? So that is not the correct answer. Now let's look into one of these. Now from these equations, if I write 4 for x and 0 for y, do I get this 0? No, it doesn't work. But if I write 4 and 0, D may work. So the idea here is substitute intercepts. And check. So if I substitute 0 and minus 2, 0 here minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4, which will give me 0. It works. So substitute and check is a good option in question number 3. Now let's look into question number 4. Question number 4. Match the equation of the line with the given graph. Now this graph is diagonal line going through origin. So y-intercept is 0, right? So y-intercept is 0. Even x-intercept is 0. It's kind of a direct variation. We're looking for y equals to k times x, right? So you could actually take a point on the line and check the graph, right? Now, if I take a point here, this point is 1, 1. That means slope m is 1. Now here slope is 2, so that is not correct. So we could rearrange this equation. This equation will give us y equals to x, and that will give us y equals to minus x. Clearly, y equals to x is the right option. So rearrange equations to get the answer, right? So rearrange equations. So that could be another strategy for you, right? Next question. Question number 5. Match the equation of line with the given graph. Now in this particular case, what do you notice? We have a horizontal line, correct? So in this case, we have horizontal line. That means y equals to b. B is 3. The y-intercept is the answer. So option A is the right option. Is that clear, right? So that is how you can quickly get to the result. And now the last example here is about a vertical line. So whenever you have a vertical line, the equation is x equals to the x-intercept, which is 3 in this case. So we're looking for x equals to 3 as our answer, which is option b. So we have seen with this how to relate equation of a line, or rather graph, to the equation of the line. With these 6 examples, we have taken up lines with positive, negative slopes, vertical and horizontal lines. So these are the examples which will normally be in your test papers. I hope that helps. Feel free to write your questions, comments and views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'll be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.